Greater Bowie Chamber of Commerce presents the Bowie Business Journal, a program designed to keep our community informed about important business and economic issues.
Hello, my name is Kelly Pierce. I'm the Executive Director for the Greater Bowie Chamber of Commerce, and this is the Bowie Business Journal. I have with me today the co-host of the show, C.J. Masterson, who's on our Board of Directors for the Chamber and also chairs our Membership Development Committee. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And our guests today are from Elizabeth Seton High School. Sister Ellen Marie Hager is the president of Seton High School. Thank you all for being here with us today.
Thank you for having us, Kelly.
You're very welcome. Would you start out by talking to us some about what the school has to offer and your role at this school? I know you're alumni for Seton High School, and how long you've been back there now in this capacity.
All right, thank you. Well, Elizabeth Seton High School is an all-female school in Bladensburg, Maryland, with a tradition of serving the community for over 50 years. And primarily what it offers is it offers young women a chance to grow in their faith and to live their Christian values in a community with other people who support those same values. We have a strong tradition of offering a solid quality academic program that prepares young women for college and for assuming their place in society. I am the president of the school and a graduate of the school as well, and I've been back 5 years now.
Terrific, thank you. And talk some about your day-to-day job and maybe what some of your favorite pieces of that job are and what some of your challenges are.
Well, my day-to-day job is a lot of meetings with a lot of different people. Sometimes they're committee meetings to run the school and to help the school grow and thrive. Sometimes they're individual meetings with teachers, with parents, with students. It's all about people and what they're doing in the school and how I can support them in the school. So that's a little bit about the day-to-day. But my job is also to create a vision for Seton. So I've been, I think, very busy doing that for the last 5 years. And my vision for Seton is about really preparing young women for futuristic careers, for 21st century skills. So I want to take the strong liberal arts program that Seton has offered, and I want to complement it with programs and courses that can really put the girls on the cutting edge of their training, their skills, and also getting a job in the future because of the job market and the way it is for, you know, our young women today.
Sure, and so you brought two great examples of that today. I've talked with both of your students a little. They're both seniors, so if you would like to introduce them and talk about the programs that you're involved in and what your future plans are.
All right, well, to my right is Anna Hashert, and she has just received an appointment at the U.S. Naval Academy.
Wonderful.
So I thought she might tell us a little bit about how Elizabeth Seton High School prepared her for their next step.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm really privileged to be a senior at Seton. It's fantastic in so many ways. Female empowerment, women leadership, to the T. I've learned so much about myself, about God, about my friends, and how to be a better person and better serve my community. But most importantly, the reason why I go to school in the first place is the academics. Seton is so amazing because I have learned so much. I probably learned more about my English in the 4 years at Seton than all of my years before. I even wrote a college essay about how much I love calculus. Go figure.
Wow.
And it's just culminated into greatness. And so now, as you mentioned, I have an appointment to the United States Naval Academy, which I will be attending. And it's so fabulous. I will pursue engineering there, thanks to the fabulous engineering program we have here at Seton. It's the lead program, Learning Engineering and Design. And I'm in my second year. The first year is Foundations of Technology, where we learn the basic engineering design process that's used in all aspects of engineering. And so we build a robot, hydraulically powered robotic arm, we built a crane, we built a spinning top, we did an electric motor, like we touched everything. We had some fabulous speakers come in from the industry and some college students telling us what life is like. And now we're working in robotics. We're building and designing robots, and we're also learning how to program them and use computer programming. So that's fabulous.
Great.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a lot, but it's so great.
So Anna, tell me what you're going to miss most about Seton.
What I'm going to miss most is the fabulous support system that we have. Here at Seton, we just have so many people rooting for you and cheering you on and do better, be better, you got this, you can do it. And that's really such a treasure. And thankfully, I've made some fabulous friends in my Seton sisters. And so I'm lucky to carry a part of that with me as I move forward.
Any other activities that you're involved in?
That's a loaded question. So I am currently in Seton Scholars, which is the scholars organization that we have. We have merit scholarships to the school, as well as we do extra service within the community. I am also in our chapter of the National Honor Society and our chapter of the Triad Music Honor Society. I am in the band. I've been in the band for 4 years. I play the flute, and I also run varsity cross country and track.
Wow. With so many things, balancing your schedule has to be a very tough thing. What advice do you give to the incoming freshmen or freshmen that are there on balancing all those activities?
So the best advice I can give is find what you're passionate about. I happen to have a huge heart and I love so many different things. And because I am so involved and so passionate about my activities, I am able to make it work. If you're not in love with running like I am, then don't run cross country, because you might not have time for that. You might not be willing to make that work in your schedule. So find what you're really happy with and go at it.
And one last question, I think the sister would love this. How do you plan to give back to the school since you're going to be in such close proximity? Do you plan on returning to inspire others?
Right. I would love to come back. I have had some fabulous teachers. I'm so excited to call my teachers by their first names and be friends with them. Like, they're just such great people, and I am so excited to come back and be friends with my teachers and speak with my students. My sister is currently an underclassman at Seton, so come back, hang with her, and just talk to people. I love to talk, and so I'm so excited.
Never would have guessed. Great. Who else do we have with us?
And we have Monet Green. And Monet is the senior class president of Elizabeth Seton High School. And I thought she would tell you a little bit about why she enjoys being the senior class president, what accomplishments she's had as the president of her class. So I'd like Monet to talk to you.
Well, I enjoy being the senior class president because I get to be the voice of my class, and they come to me with problems or things they want to get to the higher people in our school, and I just talk to them and get it done. So I cherish that a lot because they come to me as their leader and they see me as their leader. And recently we held a legislator night at our school, inviting Prince George's County legislators to come and see all that Seton has to offer and to thank them for the support that they've given us throughout the years. And we recently just kicked off, we call it the 14 for 14 campaign. So, we're the class of 2014, so we all decided to donate $14 each to make a scholarship for a rising Seton sister. So we all 100% participation, $14 each to make the scholarship so that we can help someone out, because senior year is very expensive. So with the scholarship, just to help them out so they can get something else paid.
That's great.
Thank you.
And
Monet, what will you miss most about Seton?
Okay, I'm going to miss two things about Seton.
Okay, tell me.
The first thing is the uniform. Because waking up, just throwing on the shirt and the skirt, throw on the shoes, go to school. In college, you have to find the outfit, and you can't wear the same thing every day because you can't. People will talk about you. And the second thing is the sisterhood, because being an all-girl community, you just build this sisterhood and you close ties and bonds you make over the 4 years are just something you can't make in college with the huge campus, and the small community really does help with us becoming friends.
And what other activities are you involved in?
I'm a varsity cheerleader, a student ambassador. I'm a part of Latinas Club and Onyx Club and Diamonds Club. It's like a modeling club that we have this year. So, yeah.
And your plans for next year?
I plan on going to North Carolina A&T, majoring in secondary education.
You want to be a teacher?
Yes, a math teacher.
You want to be a math teacher?
Yes.
Wow. On what level?
I'm thinking either middle or high school, so I'm trying to figure out where I want to go.
A math teacher at Elizabeth Seton High School.
Yeah, I was thinking about coming back.
You've answered my other question. Thank you. Okay. So how is it being president? Is that a title that you welcome? Is it a title that you plan to pursue in the future?
Yes, it is a title that I welcome. So like when I ran, I was like, oh my gosh, do you think people would really want me to be their leader? And when I won, I was like, people really do see me as a leader. And I plan on taking that to college and participating in SGA in college as well, and carrying that on as I move on through life.
Okay.
Great.
So what would you, as a leader, it comes with a lot of responsibility. And as you say, your fellow sisters look up to you and for the advice and leadership and guidance. What advice would you give for the underclass that are there going forward?
I would just tell them, keep working hard, because you have your rough patches throughout the 4 years. It's just all the work, all the papers, it's worth it. At the end, you're like, I finished high school, I'm moving on to bigger and better things. So just keep working and you'll make it.
What are your biggest challenges as the president of Seton High School?
I think my biggest challenge is to want to do everything that I can for the girls and for the school. And I think the girls feel it because we've offered a lot of new programs at Seton now to try to address the 21st century learning. And they want to take everything, and there's not enough hours in the day. So I think in general, everybody kind of has my mantra about there's not enough hours in the day to do everything, to take everything,
That's
to
true.
be everything you want to be that Seton offers.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's hard to get focused in on what direction you want to go in during high school or post.
What areas do the students come from? Or are they from the surrounding area?
It's funny that you would ask me that, because I was thinking of it when Anna talks. Most of the students are from Prince George's County, but Anna is from over the bridge. She's from Kent Isle area.
Oh, wow.
So there is a secondary service area that goes into Montgomery County, the district, Anne Arundel County, and even north of that. But primarily, most of the girls are from Prince George's County.
And how many students are at the school and how many in the senior class?
575 in the school and about 150 in the senior
153
class.
in the senior class.
Great.
Right.
Great.
So how do you go about attracting, I know we talked about a little bit, just a couple of different programs. It sounds like you have a wealth to offer. How do you get students interested in coming?
Well, hopefully word of mouth is a key, and the happiness of the girls themselves, because I always say that they sell the school. They are the greatest ambassadors for the school. If people come and they don't see happy girls, they're not going to want to stay at Seton. So, and then we have an admissions department, and they visit the middle schools regularly. They visit the elementary schools, and they tell about the program. And we have shadow days where a girl can come and shadow one of these lovely ladies or one of the students they may know in the school. And then all of our clubs and teams go out and visit the elementary and middle schools. So the music group tours around and shows off the band and the singing. We have a middle school retreat that attracts the girls. And so we do a lot of activities for middle school students in their schools and at Seton to bring them onto the campus and to let them see. They get tickets to go to the sports games, so that if they, particularly interested in basketball or softball or whatever, they can come, lacrosse, field hockey, and see the games in action and meet the athletes, meet the athletic director. So we try to extend the family out to them.
And then what are the programs that have started growing over the last 5 years? I know I came for the first time recently and did the tour, and there's a number of programs that aren't typical high school programs, like the engineering program.
Right, the LEAD program that Anna mentioned about. We also have the robotics program, which also focuses on programming and coding. We have a very extensive technology program, which goes into digital arts and print media, graphic design. And we're starting a pharmaceutical technician program next year.
Wow.
So you'll start with an introduction to health sciences, And then the second year, you'll be able to take a pharmacy class. And hopefully, we're going to get this program up and running so that you can be certified as a technician. When you leave Seton, you can take the state test, and then you'll be able to work as a technician while you're in college or you're pursuing some other field in the medical field or sports medicine or anything like that.
Wow, that's amazing.
Great. And then performing arts is big at the school now.
The music, there are 5 vocal groups and 5 instrumental and band groups. That's always been a big plus for Seton. Anna is a member of that. Maybe you want to speak to that?
Before I get into that, we forgot one. We also have a law program.
Oh,
we forgot about our law program, which is super exciting. That just started this year. But back to music. I'm in the wind ensemble. We have 2 groups. We have a concert band in the wind ensemble. The wind ensemble is such a great opportunity because girls are really dedicated to music, and we really get to make music happen, and it's really fun and enjoyable. We get to do things with other schools. We have an honors orchestra and an honors band that we participate in, and it's fantastic. I love music, and it's a fantastic opportunity.
Great.
Any upcoming events or anything that the public should know about?
Yes, there's something we want to tell the world about because we have 10 staff members at Elizabeth Seton High School who have served over 25 years at the school.
Wow.
So we're having an event on April the 12th, and it's called Roast the Roadrunner, because the Roadrunner is our mascot.
Okay.
So you know roast, but this is a fun roast, okay? And we're going to honor these 10 servants of the community who have given all their years and years and years. And one of the key honorees is our principal, Sharon Pasterick, and she's a native of Bowie, well, a native of New York, but she's lived in Bowie for some time. She raised her family in Bowie. And we're just honoring her because she's retiring this year after over 30 years at Seton and over 16 years as principal of Seton. So we want the Bowie community to know about that. We want all of Prince George's, all of the Seton community to know about it because we want people to come back and thank Ms. Pasterick and thank her for her leadership and thank all the honorees. So we're going to tell a lot of funny stories. We're going to eat good food. We're going to sing, celebrate, and do everything to roast these 10 roadrunners.
Wow.
Wonderful.
That's great. Do you highlight any of your past graduates who's been very successful in the community that people would know?
Yes, we actually have another event coming up after Roast the Roadrunner. Lucky for her, she's not going to be roasted, but one of our graduates is Ingrid Turner. Okay. And on April 30th, we have an event to celebrate Ingrid. She's going to be the first recipient of the St. Elizabeth Ann Seton Award. Elizabeth Ann Seton is the founder of the Daughters of Charity who began Elizabeth Seton High School. And we're going to annually give out a Spirit of Service Award, and the first recipient of that is Ingrid because of her community service. So April 30th is Ingrid's night, and we're inviting all of Prince George's community to come and celebrate Ingrid and her success and her service to the community as well.
That's great.
That'll be great.
That would be great.
Yeah. Make sure and email me the information.
I will indeed. I will do that tonight before 2 o'clock in the morning, right?
Any other special notaries from the school?
Special graduates? Well,
Yes.
you know Muriel Bowser, who is running for office, and she served in Ward 4, I think, of the district. She's a graduate of Elizabeth Seton High School. We're proud to claim her as well. And then we have graduates that go all the way, most of our graduates are in this area, but we have graduates that go all the way across to California. We have graduates that are working in human service areas. We had a graduate just appear on the Food Network show recently and was cooking up a storm for everybody. We have graduates who are judges, lawyers.
Our graduates pop up everywhere. I run into them in the strangest places. I'll be wearing my uniform or like my cross-country shirts. I'll be like, hey, do you go to Seton? I went to Seton.
That speaks of a job well done at the school.
Thank you.
And it's great to see that you guys give back to the community and welcome people in to share with that. So what's, Lady President, what are you going to do to receive that same honor? What's your highest achievement that you want to achieve in life?
I want to just make my name be known, and just knowing that I came from a wonderful background coming from Seton, just let that speak volumes for everyone that hears it. So, oh, she went to Seton? Oh my gosh, we want her. We want her to work here. We want her at our college. And it does speak volumes everywhere we go. People say, you go to Seton? Wow, you're smart. All the people that come here are smart. So it just speaks a lot.
Okay. And for you, is it a goal to be commander-in-chief of your own vessel? What is?
So that's a great question. I spent a lot of time thinking about, life, scary. So I'm definitely going to commission as an officer in the United States Navy. I hopefully intend to pursue a master's degree and have the Navy support me in that. So I'll do probably at least 7 years serving in the Navy. And I'm going to be a mom, like set in stone. I'm so excited to be a mom. So depending on how my life turns out, I may stay in the Navy as a career, or I may step back and be a mom and live, have a family. And I definitely always want to be involved in community and nonprofits. I currently work for an animal shelter, and working for a nonprofit is one of my favorite things, and I definitely want to continue to serve my community.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Terrific.
Yes.
Want to talk some about some upcoming chamber events as we wrap up the show?
Absolutely. What do we have?
Next Thursday,
Next
we have
Thursday.
the fashion show and Taste of Bowie.
Oh, yes.
That
I think I'm
you're
participating.
modeling in.
Oh.
We do that event as a fundraiser for our Women in Business Scholarship every year, which is for working women, and we give scholarships out to women who want to go back to school or get additional training or certifications in their jobs. So this is we've done the fundraiser for well over 30 years, but for the last 7 years we've added the Taste of Bowie to it, which is our local restaurants and caterers provide all the food for that event. So that's nice.
Might have to go to that one.
Right.
Feel free.
Actually, I'm working with somebody at the school who's looking to recruit a couple of helpers who need some community service hours. So if you're available Thursday night, we'll talk.
Then the annual golf tournament is coming up.
It is on Friday, May 2nd. We have a golf tournament, and again, part of the proceeds for that go to the scholarship fund. And we also have a program called Youth Leadership Bowie that's for high school sophomores and juniors, and part of the funds go to that. And we're partnering this year with another nonprofit that's a member of the chamber, New Horizons Support Services, which is for developmentally disabled adults.
Right.
And so we're sharing in the proceeds for them for their programs that they
Where's
do
the golf
also.
tournament going to be?
At Bowie Golf and Country Club.
Oh,
They're a member of the
wonderful.
chamber. We have 4 golf courses that belong, so I try to rotate around every year, and it keeps it interesting and keeps them all involved
Best
in the
ball
chamber.
or?
Yep.
Oh, great.
Are you a golfer?
It sounds like a golfer.
Well, Seton's going to have their golf tournament right after you, because ours is June 23rd.
Okay.
And ours is at the Crofton Country Club. So,
Terrific.
yeah,
Wonderful.
I know the lingo of preparing and getting the whole sponsors and everything.
Yes.
So I know you've been working hard on it.
It will. It's challenging. And for the first time last night, we did a bowling tournament, which was really interesting.
I saw that,
And we
yeah.
actually had 80 people. And everybody had a blast, because rather than a regular mixer where you just kind of standing around having a little to eat and drink and thinking up conversation, everybody was doing an activity, and so it lent itself to a lot of interesting connections and conversations. And a lot of people who don't typically come to anything just
Came out for that.
came out for that. It was wonderful.
People are so glad to see no snow that
I
they're
know.
coming back out again.
That's very true. That's very true.
Exactly.
Well, thank you all very much for being with us today. This was
Yes.
great,
Thank
and
you,
I so
Kelly.
enjoyed the tour of the school and getting to know more about the school and getting to know you.
We
so.
are glad to belong to the chamber too.
Yeah, we're glad to have you, and I think that's part of it too, is making the connections with the business community and getting that support from the business community, since so many of your students and faculty are from this area.
Yes,
So
yes.
thank you all very
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you very
coming.
much.
Thank you for joining us for another edition of the Bowie Business Journal, and we will see you again next month.